Guys, stop apologizing for being proud of yourself. Sometimes people that talk to me, they'll be like, oh my God, they'll be like, I'm sorry, man. I feel like I'm just talking about myself. I'm like, hey man, listen, it's okay to believe in yourself around me, buddy. Okay? You're giving me hope. When good shit happens to people, I get hopeful. Cause that's the positive about being selfish.
Welcome to FredTalk, where if you're not learning, hopefully you're laughing.
Big kid energy. Welcome to FredTalk podcast. I'm your host, Freddie Valoy. This is a podcast about life and just how people build a life and how people manage their relationships. Today's guest, I wanted on because one time he's a comedian, local comic. We do spots together and stuff. And I remember him waxing poetically about greedy people. He was just so like into it. And I was like, I felt like this thing. And I was like, I got to have him on to like talk about that more. I was giving him a little bit of background on a situation I had. And he was talking about how people can be greedy socially. He's also a veteran, and one of his jobs was looking over drone footage. So we talk a little bit about that as well. And then he gives us a peek into his relationship, some of the issues he's had and things like that. So really, this is all very like, I'm loving where the podcast is going. You know, at the end of the day, if you want to be on the show, I want to talk about what philosophies you adopted to build your life, and then what's your relationship experience with some stories and stuff like that. So anybody that comes on, thank you, because I know it's not easy to talk about relationships and intimacy and shit like that. So appreciate you coming on. Guys, this podcast is brought to you by the guys at ownthechaos.com. Sign up for their email to receive a stock watch list every day. They give you the 5 stocks to watch for that day. You can sign up for it at ownthechaos.com, and you can catch me there every Thursday at 3:30. I'm on the live stream. They throw me in the mix just to try to make finance fun, and we fucking stick the landing most of the time. So make sure you hit them up at ownthechaos.com. Guys, without any further ado, here is Tim King. Yay.
My voice is pretty relaxed most of the time, so
Yeah.
you're a cool guy. I try to pick it up a little bit for the radio so that it sounds a little bit better. All right.
You can go natural voice. You got a good voice.
My natural, it's too slow. It's like slow.
What would you classify it as?
My family talks like this is. If you wanted to hear how my family talks, this is how we talk to each other.
Just like that. Just no, not a lot of inflection.
No.
What happens if you show too much emotion?
My dad just goes like this.
He just opens his eyes like, what are you doing? This isn't our fucking brand.
No, he'll sit. He's like retired or half retired, semi-retired. He still builds, but he has like modes now. Like he didn't have modes when we were growing up. He only had work and like serious mode. But now that he's like semi-retired and like 75, he's starting to like come to the like conscious the higher level of consciousness that like us fucking millennials are all about.
Yeah.
Like he's starting to get some of that. He's starting to be like, oh, like, sometimes like I'm not right or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's interesting to watch your parents like keep growing in old age.
Yeah. To watch them and it felt like to me, work kind of impedes your ability to have this for like reflective time. So like when I was in California, like that's when I started this like reflecting back.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Cause I've pretty much turned into like, after I got out of the military and I did my defense contracting, I became like my own little investor. I didn't make like a shitload of money, but it was enough for me to just like not have a job.
Yeah. I think I've always saw you as like, he seems like a guy that like you can be wherever you want and you somehow make your, whatever. I was wondering about that.
Yeah. It's not, I can pretty much take care of myself, and that's why I travel around. So like, I can take care of myself, and I've met like other people who are in the same sort of like situation, and they're like, so like I just link up with them. Like just a couple like a lot of people call them backpackers. I'm not much of a backpacker.
Okay.
But like a backpacker saw somebody like me as like, this is kind of like the hierarchy of like traveling millennials is like the backpacker saw somebody who was just renting like an Airbnb as like, dude, this guy's got shit, you know, like, dude, he's got pull, you know, I want to go stay with him.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like to a backpacker, because they're like thumbing it on the highway.
Yeah,
dude,
in
New Zealand, it's so safe. People still do this.
Oh, wow.
Girls, like hot girls too.
Will hitchhike.
Yeah. Just like, it's a different world, dude.
I hear it's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place, and there's no like natural predators, so you can just camp anywhere and not have to worry about shit. There's no snakes.
Wow. That's what I liked about Hawaii. I can just like, I was hiking and I don't have to worry about anything. There's no natural predators there. That was cool.
They have snakes though, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because they have mongoose, because they had a snake problem. So they brought in mongoose to take care of the snake. And I think now they might have a problem with mongoose or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. What is a defense contract? That sounds like some like what does that entail?
You basically do the same thing you did in the military as like a contractor.
As a private, okay.
Yeah, it's almost the same. Some of them are the same job. Some are just because you have a clearance. Like a lot of people just go into the military and they get a clearance and then they want to go do like cleared work for the rest of their life. Yeah. I let my shit lapse. I was just like, fuck this. And I like walked away from it, even though it's like pretty stable.
Yeah.
And
why do you think you were so fucking about it?
I mean, you don't get no sun. You live in windowless fucking buildings. So you're like just in the darkness for 12 hours of your day of daylight. You don't get any like outside time.
Bro.
It's so secretive. It's just like, and everything's compartmentalized. I don't know anything. You just do your job and you don't know what the fuck, you know, sometimes. But then when you're a defense contractor, it was actually different. It was more like open. It was just more like, hey, this is the program. This is what it was, all corporate.
What was your job?
I was a geospatial analyst. So geo means the globe and spatial means like maps and shit.
Okay.
So like the globe in maps from any sort of reconnaissance vehicle that flows in the sky, you know, because we were Air Force.
Yeah.
And now it's like air and space. You know, they're like doing the new Space Force.
Yeah.
The Air Force used to just own space, like as a responsibility.
Wow.
It was like a lot. So then they were like, now we're doing cyberspace too. And they dumped that on the Air Force. Anything that's technical or like needs some sort of intelligence level, they dump it on the Air Force. Because the Air Force has the highest, you have the highest ASVAB, which is like kind of like the SATs for going into college. The ASVAB is like the SATs for going to the military.
Yeah.
And you got to score like in the 80s or something. It's 0 through 99. I don't know why it doesn't go to 100. I mean, they just randomly picked
0 to 99.
This dude who was in my ASVAB class was going to UNCW. This is when I was at UNCW. I was a Seahawk. He rode in the van with me to go take it. And then when we took the ASVAB, he got a 99.
Oh, shit.
Then they were like, congratulations, sir. You can do whatever job you want to do in the military. Like,
wow.
And he goes, and I go, dude, that's awesome. What do you want to do? I scored like 85. So I'm like average.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I was 99. I was like, damn, dude, that's so smart. But he was finishing his degree at UNCW and he was graduating. And then he wanted to go and be a chaplain.
This guy's living by his own rules.
I didn't. Yeah. It's a wild card.
Yeah. So how do you think reviewing drone footage has like shaped your perspective?
Basically, it's basically you're like, you think like a chartist, like back when we had cartographers, you know, dude, did you have a geology class in elementary school?
I did.
Our cartography class.
No, not cartography. What's cartography?
It's when you draw maps.
Oh shit. Okay.
So we had like a geography class. It was called geography, but the lady was like an ex-cartographer. So she taught our class and she wanted us to learn how to like draw maps. Dude, I was fascinated with it. And then I don't know how, cause I didn't make like a conscious choice to join and do like maps and charting. It just kind of like came in.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I was like, this shit's fucking easy, dude. I was like, this is so easy. I was like, but I remember 5th grade, our fucking teacher taught us cartography, dude.
Wow. So you like pulled that from the recesses of your mind.
The recesses, and I just dominated class. Dude, I was the highest. I scored the highest in the entire class. So I was like the distinguished graduate.
So in your mind, you have a pretty good, like a globe, and you can pinpoint
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind.
Yeah, like you can see, like you got the Animaniacs song where they name all the fucking countries.
Yeah. Okay, dude, I watched that.
Yeah, that was a good
Albania,
show.
Johnny, in Peru. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, they went hard, dude.
Steven Spielberg's.
Yeah,
Animaniacs.
What kind of stuff did you see on this drone footage?
It's kind of like looking at it when you turn on Google Maps and you flip on like the satellite. It's like the same shit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you just learn through training how to take very, very fuzzy images and like sort of interpret them. It's like 6 months of intense, like using different like things to like tools on a computer to like figure out what a blurry thing could be, you know?
Holy shit.
So that's why our job is called like a joke about our job was we're the sticks and blobs people.
What does that mean?
We're interpreting sticks and blobs into like order of battle. And like a lot of the time it is. 'Cause like if you're good, like I was, you can identify shit. Like I can identify stuff that looks blurry on an image, but I can tell you what, I guess what the plane is, like or what is, or what kind of facility it is, or something.
Wow.
Yeah, we had to do it. Yeah, like that's your job when you're sort of just like looking at reconnaissance stuff. Yeah. I wanted to be as far out of the fight as possible. I told Air Force dude, I was like, I want to do audio video. There was like 1,000 jobs, and he's like, dude, you want to wait for this? I was like, you want to do audio video? He's like, there's 1,000 in the 300,000 people that fucking are in the Air Force. There's 1,000. He's like, those are bad odds. And I was like, I'll wait. And I waited for like 8 months. And then of just like, I used to paint houses. So like when I lived here, it was like me, my brother, and our dad builds. So like we would just paint the houses he built.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like back-breaking labor, dude. Like 14-hour days straight for like 7 days a week.
Oh, shit, dude. You were Mexican.
I was.
That was...
It does. I can hold my arm above my shoulder for 14 hours.
Holy fuck, dude. That's crazy.
Because they don't ever tire.
That's insane. I was putting up a shower curtain the other day, and I was having issues towards the last few rings. I was like... Ooh, arms started shaking. What you have to do is you have to roll ceilings so much that your shoulders burn so much. And then like after about 3 months of doing it, they just, for whatever reason, just like stops. And then you're just rolling. How's your shoulders? Does it feel good? Like, I mean, they're fine. This one was damaged because I landed on it snowboarding and AC separation and broke my collarbone. And it tented the skin. So I have like a scar going here because they had to reconstruct it in the military. Wow. Yeah. I was in the Air Force then. And this was out in California. And I was at Tahoe. And a captain like invited me to come out. I got pissed because he didn't want to like hang with me because I wasn't as good as him. Yeah. I was like, not as good as a skier. I'm a snowboarder. Yeah. Like, snowboarder, we don't go as fast. You got to like hang back and chill with us. And he's just like, and he just fucking went off. And I was like, fuck this pilot, dude. I was like, we had this contentious thing. He like only liked me because I was like, I didn't like him. This guy sounds toxic as fuck. He's fucking crazy. He was a crazy dude. But he was also like he would always just be clowning me the whole time. How was the drone footage for your mental health? Mental health, I'd say it's pretty boring. It was pretty boring. Okay, so you didn't. Okay, all right. You learn like. The thing about dealing, this is a probably like a thing you should know about all people who do like a lot of computer work or a lot of like intel stuff where they don't talk to other people. You see people at jobs all the time where their job isn't to be on the phone. Because I've done sales. Yeah. Their job isn't to be on the phone and talk. Their job is just to stare at the computer and then like really interpret some facts and figures, and then that's all they do for 12 hours and they don't talk. And then you come out of it and somebody's like, all right, how did it affect you? And it's like, well, I could go for periods. Like, I don't need to like talk a lot. I could do like a whole day of just like, like computer stuff or whatever.
But like a lot of people, like my brother, he can't because he's the painter. He's like, I can't sit down and do that shit, dude. I don't know how you do that. Okay. And I was like, you got to build it, dude. I had to I was antsy the whole time for the first 2-3 years, you know.
And then you just fucking locked in.
Yeah. But you, I mean, you, what do you do? You do.
I'm in sales, so I sell medical devices.
You're always walking though.
Yes.
And you're always talking.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been doing that for how long?
Almost 8 years now.
Okay.
Just walking and talking.
Dude, so you got, it don't even faze you.
What, to talk to people?
No, to like do the motions. I mean, like,
oh yeah.
All right. The motions of what I did was sit down and intensely study things for like 12 hours. Like,
yeah.
That's completely different than what you were doing.
Yeah.
So like your mind would be like, oh, well, if he's going to like, you know, if he's going to get like intense on something, it's like, did I do something wrong? You know, like, and it's like, no, dude, that's how people like us think.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if you like saw some crazy shit. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, definitely.
Not like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how was that for your mental health, not the process of the looking at a building.
Yeah, it definitely affected me.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
I think it affected me the first time I saw a drone strike.
What was that like?
So like they had like a big screen up, so they put all like so you could see like what was going on live. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, if you're doing your computer thing, you don't notice what's on the feeds or whatever. It's not your job. You're not like paying attention. But I remember them like calling everybody up. They're like, "We're about to do like a strike or something like that." And I was like, "Okay, I got to see this." And it's people who were like in infrared.
Yeah.
And you could see them like putting an IED down on a road.
Oh shit.
And I was like, these dudes are fucked, dude. I was like, oh my God, this is intense.
Yeah.
And then I saw, and I was like, oh my God. And I thought at that point when I saw that, I was like, man, people can get away with a lot in this world.
What do you mean?
Like, you mean I don't say we're on the wrong side of what we're doing or anything like that. I'm definitely pro like our cause, like America, what we're doing. But at the same time, when you realize amongst like what we're doing, we have to take out other people to keep doing what we're doing, or can we not like, you know? I get it. We're in a situation where people have to deal with their own shit and like limited.
Yeah,
it leads to war or something like that.
Yeah,
but it's just sad to see. It's sad that that's the way we exist.
I agree, man. That part, that's why I respect and thank you for your service and all that. Yeah. I respect military folk. Like it's a tough spot, and I think you said it beautifully. It's sad that that's where we're at. Yeah, that we have to do that. I mean, literally, it's something we have to do at this point where humanity is.
I wanted to get out when I was in. A lot of dudes go through this. So like a lot of people get in and they immediately want to get out. And if they bitch enough about it, they get what's called failure to adapt, and you get a dishonorable. You don't get a dishonorable. You just get like an administrative.
Yeah.
Or like a nothing or a nothing within 6 months or something like that. So like it's called failure to adapt, failure to some sort of like conform word. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
It's like a failure to conform to the standards, but it really means that you were really wanting to get the fuck out. Like, cause if you fail to like conform to the standards, like you're drunk and you like fuck around and you like have sex with like if you're an officer having sex with like enlisted people, especially like way younger people, that shit happened. And like people got in trouble for it, but a lot of times they didn't get caught. And it's just like, it's like being in college. It's weird. Like people like fuck their professors. And stuff like that. It's kind of like that same weird vibe. It's like, what's going on.
That dynamic of like,
but like, are we going to talk about it?
Yeah.
And the only reason anybody ever brought that up, cause I had to get involved in like a whole deal when I was in South Korea with this. So like it's illegal to have an affair if you're a military person. Whoa. In the UMCJ. So these two had stateside spouses, but they decided to link up in Korea. Nobody really gave a fuck. We'd see him at squadron functions, like holding hands and stuff like that.
Wow.
But somebody decided that they didn't like these two or one of them and wanted to fuck their career over. So reported it. So it had to go through the formal thing of everyone who saw them or knew of them together to be brought into the first shirt, who is just like it's sort of like the HR head of the Air Force is your first shirt. That first shirt, that's the one who deals with the drama, you know? So it's like, it's like he's like the one man HR department. So like we all get interviewed.
It's just one dude.
Yeah. He's like this older guy.
Yeah.
And he brought me in and he was just, and they're usually like, sort of like, you know, I mean, the class of like guys who are doing like administrative stuff are usually just like country dudes.
Yeah.
They got like this like easygoing vibe about them because they're just like, I'm here serving my country and I'm doing, you know, what I can. And I'm a first sergeant, so I'll deal with all the shit that you guys up in the intel shit won't, you know. So what's this drama about this couple? You know about it? And I was just like, I mean, I heard rumors and I've seen them like walking together. That's about it. And he's like, all right, well, you can get out of here.
I love that dude is there. That's so funny.
Yeah. So.
I was thinking when you said they were holding hands, I'm like, well, these people are I was like, they're bringing these people around them into their mess right now. And lo and behold, like you had to be a witness on like fucking a military investigation.
My point is when I talk about like human behavior and we talk about like, oh, we know fraternization is happening, which is like I said, officer dating somebody, just like in a company office. It's like, dude, I've seen my CEO when I was a sales guy give a girl her job back because she would hang with him. Dude, I've seen that was in LA. That was when I was in LA. And it's just like, we know this shit's going on. Nobody reports it. And then when it gets reported, you find out the reason is somebody just want to fuck somebody else's career over. They don't really care about the principle of the matter.
That's a bitch move.
That's what always happens.
Yeah, that's a bitch move.
We had one crazy, jealous, actual romantic psychopath do something to my personal friend. Dude is I gotta say, he makes every woman want him, and he's married, so he doesn't deal with any of it. He's fucking crazy. He looks like he's got like Johnny Depp's jaw, blue eyes, and blonde hair.
He's committed to his woman.
Yeah,
dude. That's cool as fuck. That's the paradox of life is like when you commit to one woman and like then all of a sudden, I don't know if you're a guy that went through a pussy searching phase. It's you or like you like to be admired by women. I feel like you get that fully when you're committed to one woman. Weirdly enough, there's like that weird paradox because it's like you're being a good dude, so it's like radiating almost.
I enjoyed being in a relationship when I was in one for sure. Like I thought it had more value than me going around dating like I'm doing now. But I mean, it's just it's kind of how things just worked out, you know. Yeah.
How long have you been single?
Fuck, dude, it's 2016. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's a good streak.
2017.
What's your like dating philosophy? Like how do you
well, damn, it's been fucking no, I wanna know the exact number. We gotta say it out loud.
20 so it's not 2016?
No, it's 2017 in April, and we're past April 2021. So what's that? Fucking 4 years and how many months?
4 years, and this is like a weird. This is autism hour on
May,
FredTalk.
June, July, August, September,
5 months,
October,
six. So 4.5 years.
That's a long time.
That's a good single streak. Why?
Wait, let me.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell. Should I tell somebody else's personal business that relates to this?
Yeah, as long as it makes for good. We love drama. I love drama. So, but you don't have to. I don't want to put you in a tough spot.
Yeah, I don't want to spill his beans.
No, yeah, don't spill anybody's beans.
Okay, let's say I have a friend who's been without. He's told me he's been without sex for 4 years.
Wow, what is he okay?
He's like performing really well at his job. He's advanced a lot.
I hope so. Has he cut off from it or he just can't get it?
it's sort of like living separated but together for the children.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah. That's a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nightmare of mine. A nightmare of mine is like a passionless relationship, like a relationship I'm not excited about. Like I like to be excited about my relationship. I hate when dudes are like I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's usually like what I've noticed is like somebody who made a commitment that like when they were 18 or something. I don't know, 18ish. I mean, you see a lot of that in the military because like these people come from, dude, you run into people from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the whole country. It's the whole the whole country. You run into people that are like still living in like, I don't know, Southside Chicago. And then they get married at like 19.
I met a couple that they're married and they met when they're in their like, they're like 30 now. And they met when they were 14.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, I think they started dating when they were 14.
I got one of those.
That's like incest.
I got one of those. I got one of those that he started in middle school.
Wow.
And he did, this kid, Joe Tallarico, this Italian motherfucker, he would go in front of our entire school and he would write poems to his girlfriend. And he would want to use the microphone if they did any lunch announcements. He's like, I want to use this. And he would go and he'd make all of us stop eating and talking and throwing food at each other. This middle school dude, we were like, just trying to touch girls' butts. And then we didn't do it.
Joe Tallarico was on a different level.
Joe Tallarico was like, I want to write a poem to my girlfriend and tell the whole fucking school. And then I'll listen. This dude.
That's gangster, bro. That's fucking cool. And he's still with his girl?
Yeah.
I like this one. I like that. I like this story. I like Is he? You think he's happy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
Yeah. I love.
I don't know. I haven't seen him since those days. I just know through a friend because we all live sort of in this area.
Yeah.
I just know through a friend that they got together like later on. So
I love hearing about happy relationships because most of the stories you hear are fucking terrible. So I'm always down for a good story. How's the single life treating you then? Like what's your perspective on being single in today's America?
Dude, it's wild out there.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's like a whole different world.
Yeah. I would say the best relationships the things that even turned into relationships I met in the real world. Mm-hmm. Like all this stuff that I've done online is really
just the fuck.
Everyone's attempting to get a relationship out of something or to see something good.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is you realize you don't even live. You're connected by the internet. You don't even live the same life. Like you're just randomly meeting people on the internet. It's like, can our lives even like in natural? They like normally when you meet somebody, you see them on a regular basis.
Yeah, because you're doing your thing. You're going to yoga, so you know that person's right. They're already in yoga or whatever, or fucking whatever hobby you join.
Like, girl, I've been checking out that downward dog for months now. God, I'm committed.
Hey, girl. Let me see. I was sitting behind you in class today. Mm-hmm.
I've been doing these freaking the yin yoga. I've been doing these.
This lady got me breathing all crazy here and shit.
You've done that? Have you done
yoga?
Yin yoga. Well, my ex was a yoga instructor, so she would take me to her classes in Sacramento when I lived there with her. And dude, I would do them all. I was like, I tried the one that was on P90X. That was my only introduction to like yoga was this fucking at home video.
What's your over under on yoga instructors in doing anal? I think above 80% of them do anal. Right? Because you would think people that tell people to breathe through uncomfortable positions would get a little adventurous in their sex life.
Okay. I
don't know. I think maybe 60% of yoga instructors do anal.
Yeah. She didn't, but
I wasn't talking about your girl's specific.
No, you're making me think. You're making me think because I gotta say I do have something to say. Like I gotta say that we did try it.
That's good.
And she was fucking embarrassed.
Oh, because she couldn't
Like-
do it, or because shit happened?
She just, she was like, even if fucking one little drop of shit I see, I'm going to fucking freak out.
You can't have that attitude with anal, I feel like.
Yeah, no.
You can't. You gotta
So
have a good attitude.
So
when you
guess
do anal.
what? I was like, I convinced her. I was like, all right, you know, I was like, maybe just try it a little bit. And, you know, I don't know. We've done a lot, so maybe try. And she's like, and then she said that. This is when we were in the middle of it. She's like, if I see any fucking thing, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit, you know, or just, she's just like, I'm just gonna freak out or whatever. And I was like, it'll be fine. And I did one out, came out, and I took it out.
You put the whole shaft in?
And I took it out, and she saw the condom that I wore a condom.
Yeah.
It had
Shit on it, and she was done.
she goes fucking flying out of the room. She runs and locks herself in the bathroom, and she's like, I'm not fucking coming out of the bathroom. She started like losing it. And I was just like, all right, well, I don't think we're gonna be doing this anymore.
It was worth a shot, but you know.
I was like, I don't know, maybe not for us, I guess.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it works.
How long were
seem
you
any
thinking
funner.
about asking her? But like, how long were you like, man, I really want to try anal before you went for it?
To be honest with you, I wasn't like looking at porn or anything like that. We just had like, we had like, I don't know, fucked a lot, dude.
Yeah. You've explored the bounds of just normal fucking.
Yeah. Fucked a lot. And so like, I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but she was counting at the beginning. This is fucking freaked me out. I don't understand this. But this was like started at the beginning of when we started almost living together and then living together. She was like counting the number of times per week we'd have sex. And then she would count how many times during doing a day, if it was like a lot.
Yeah.
We only did that like a few
Oh my
times,
God.
like a lot.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, I'm counting all. So she like kept track. And then when stuff started like settling and like decreasing, I was like, are you still counting or whatever? She's like, why does that matter? I was like, what? I was like, you used to count. And she's just like, why would that matter now? Or she didn't say now. She was just like, why did that matter? She was like gaslighting me. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you used to do it. So
why? And you just want to know why she was doing it?
yeah. And I don't, this is how I start to get when I start to like, not argue, but like put my point across. Like, I'm not a bitch. Like, I'm not going to fucking just say, you know, that you used to count, and then I ask you about counting, and then you just say, you blow it off like it's not a big deal anymore. Wasn't my idea to count in the first place.
Yeah.
So if I were bringing it up, I shouldn't get this attack. But you just fucking attacked me.
Yeah.
For nothing. And she's just like, the way you sit here and like try to overanalyze things and whatever. I'm just trying to be fair. You want an equal partner relationship, whatever. It's like, this is how it works. And she used to like do other shit like, well, I've had more relationships than you. I've had more relationships. I go, that doesn't make you better at relationships. I was like, you're a serial relationships. You failed at a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it doesn't matter because I have, you know, worked hard and I like worked in the different fields or whatever and got a lot of crazy traveling dreams accomplished and stuff like that. I was like, I love my life. I love who I am. So I can stand up for myself. I don't give a fuck how many relationships you've been in.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like I can talk and we can have a conversation back. And then she would go into this mode where like she would just pick up her cell phone. And when I would go into these things where I'm like, I'm going to explain my point because I like self-expression. So I'm going to do it. But you stare at your phone the whole time I do it. But when you want to do it, I listen. So like I listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't look at my phone. And she kept doing it. She's like, this is how I feel comfortable. Especially when you're starting to get like heated and you want to do it. This is what makes me feel comfortable. I was like, you're addicted to that thing then.
That's
I was
weird.
like, because you should be relating back to what I'm, you know, saying to you right now. Like it's a stream of consciousness and it's how I actually feel. And I don't want to hurt you in any way, but I want you to be completely full disclosure. You want full disclosure.
You want to communicate. Yeah.
I was like, this is how you do it. I was like, you got to hear things that you may or may not like. And she's like, well, then I'm going to look at my phone. I'm like, all right.
That's weird.
doesn't seem like you're connected. And I was just like, and one time, like, it got real heated like that. And I was just like, I think I've gotten the maddest I've ever gotten in a relationship, which you should know how you're starting to get heated and you should just walk away. And that was when I told her, when I was staring at that phone and I was trying to say something, we were having our usual talk about something or other. And I just got, for whatever reason, I got so heated about that phone. I was like, if you don't look at me, I want to break that. It makes me want to break that phone.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. It makes me want to break it. And I was just like, all right, I got to walk away from this.
How does someone justify pulling out a phone while someone's trying to be super vulnerable and talk about some intimate shit? I don't try not to judge. I'm just saying I chose to be in it, and this was my decision. But how it made me fucking like, dude, it got under my skin. I was like, that's a lot of stuff don't get under my skin. But I was just like, she could do it. What was your fuck up in that relationship? Something you could have done better?
Shit, dude. I guess I flirted with like a lot of girls when I was in LA.
Oh, okay. Like emotional cheating where you would like, or is it cheating?
Well, the whole thing is like, we were kind of the same in a way. That this is what kind of ruined it, is we both have the same thing where we let people who are clearly attracted do things for us. And she was doing that with guys, like helping her move and stuff. They fucking rode on my car. They vandalized my car.
What the fuck?
When I started dating her. Yeah.
And you stayed in. You still stayed in after that.
Yeah. And like, I guess LA is like the complete opposite of Sacramento, where Sacramento is like a lot of dudes and like ex-grunge guys and stuff like that. A lot of people walk around in black. It's a, music town. It's mostly city government people. So there's a lot of guys, a lot of dudes in like buttons up and fucking, lawyers and shit.
Yeah.
And then you go down to LA, it's the opposite. It's all like, it's just pussy, like it's the vagina it's the vagina capital of the country. And definitely the laws are all written that way too, dude. It's all like if you get into a relationship, you stay in it longer than 5 years, it becomes like a common law marriage and you owe alimony for the fucking rest of your life.
That's
only in fucking LA, dude. It's fucking like that.
Just in LA. Or in California. Oh, okay.
I think it's I think you could probably get a lawyer to argue it in the rest of California too. Cause I think the rest of them kind of falls under the same sort of like marriage laws as the big hubs do.
Yeah.
I think those kind of control the like sort of the cultural like norms for like laws and stuff like that.
What does?
At like LA and San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's a lot of like people who just that's how everybody wants to live over there. I'm here in the Yuma, Central Valley. We're just hanging out and we like our conservativeness and grown corn and
Yeah.
And then you got like Bakersfield. It's like all like conservative Hispanics. They all live there.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone it's like the Central Valley is all conservative, and then like all the other ones are just the more influential like liberal hubs.
Yeah,
which is like, and I don't like break things down like people are different a tremendous amount based off of their political leanings or not. Because my thing is at the end of the day, they all live in the same state and they all help each other in some way. Like they make the food and the other people make the entertainment. So it's like you guys consume each other's goods. Like what the fuck? It's the big deal,
I love your frustration with how we can't really get along. Like there's like a.
It's because I come from, like I was saying, like working like a laborer. I just come from a family where it's just like, well, if you got a lot to complain about, you got a lot of time to work. It sounds like you got a lot of excess energy.
Yeah.
Let's get you going. Let's get you on something then.
Yeah.
You gotta just sit here and complain about how things are bad. Well, there's a job. My dad would do that shit. He'd be like, there's work.
Yeah. I love it.
We're like, we got plenty of work. A lot of people need houses. He's not country, but
yeah, it works.
It sounds like right for him. Now he's more like, me. That's his thing. I didn't get my dad's like genes. I got my mom's.
Explain that.
I have my mom's eyes. My dad has blue eyes. My brother Jim has blue eyes. John has blue eyes. They don't know what I notice. People have the same like eyes as the parent. Almost think like them. They think like my dad.
Really? And you think more like your mom?
Yeah, we're way more emotional. Like they're like the Protestant side, and like my dad's Catholic and very like structured. And my mom was like this Protestant side that he married.
Whoa.
And like my grandparents on my mom's side lived way longer. Like my dad's side, they died at like 85 because they worked themselves to death. Yeah. And stressed themselves out a lot. And that's just how he's whining. He's like, you come from a long line of OCD. He would like tell me shit like that. And I was just like, all right.
Do you want to get married?
Sure.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would have to get married through sort of like something similar to the way I was raised, where it's like some sort of you know, my brother, all my whole family's Christian.
Okay.
So some of and like I said, my dad's Catholic. That was like the lay of the land, clearly, because my mom's just more like, okay, whatever. You know, I'm Protestant. We're just easy going.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, my dad's like, all right, we're Catholic. You know,
fucking.
And so we all, you know, fell in line and became Catholic and did the whole Catholic thing. So like. Some of my brothers that stuck. One of my brothers who's down in Texas, he's all like a Bible church now. It's all like rock star stuff, you know, on stage, you know, drums and shit. You go to Catholic, it's all just choir and piano or organ, you know.
Yes, yep.
Sometimes they'll bring in another instrument or something like that, but one of the things that a lot of people look at Catholicism, they're like, that's fucking dumb. Why don't they just like have more fun or something like that?
Yeah.
The reality is the structure of the religion is based off of what's called asceticism. Asceticism is like drab clothes, like monks. You know, you go to like India, they got their own version. It's just like you go to Tibetan monks. It's about the less you have coming in, the less sensory input you have coming in, the more sensitive you are to not the world, your spiritual life, anything. You're more sensitive because you're not desensitizing yourself. That's why they kept like loud music out. It's more just like music to make you become more sensitized to a harmony is about a choir. It's not about one person.
Yeah.
Nobody's the rock star in a Catholic church. It's like part of the thing. No one is to shine. You are part of either a choir, you play the piano.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll bring out a lecturer who sings or whatever, and they'll lead like songs that are not as common. The older ones are the ones that everyone knows. It's like nobody really leads, but then I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like the priest is pretty. He's like center of attention, right? He's like the guy.
I got a caveat. What I'm saying is I have not been to church since I entered. I went a few times after I entered the Air Force, but I stopped going to Catholic church when I was ordered I could not when I was in the military.
They said don't go to church?
I was in boot camp. This is the thing about Catholicism is this is kind of why it's like, dude, it's rough when you're a kid to deal with like the idea of the rules that they give you. So there's two types of sin. There's like venial sin, which is just like, you know, I touched a girl's pussy and I'm sorry, you know, in the confessional or something like that.
Yeah.
And you just like say 5 Hail Marys and you're good. All right, you did a venial sin. And then like, that's not bad. But then there's like mortal sins. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up. It's been a while. Venial sins take you to purgatory where you just wait and those clear away like your service and like you do time.
Yeah, yeah.
So you fucking do a little bit of time for old God, you know, you might be able to come in. And then, so like, that's what a venial sin is. So like you did a little bit of handsy with a girl or you have impure thoughts or stuff that doesn't hurt people. But like murder, that's mortal. You're going to hell. Like you fucked up, you know, like you do a mortal sin. You got to go to confession to clear it. Otherwise you you won't even go to purgatory or heaven. You'll just go straight to hell. So like, mortal sins, it's obvious what mortal sins are. Murder, like lying, but not, you know, clearing the lie, you know, It's just like bearing false witness, I think they call it. And then just like other ones that are like the 10 Commandments, or like offending God, you know, using God's name in vain, all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't even think using God's name in vain is mortal. I think that's still venial. I think like just like murder and stuff. But then it was like they made this rule in the Catholic Church at some point in the way history that if you missed Sunday, that's a mortal sin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's just like they were like, yeah, that's like killing someone. They tell you that when you're a kid.
That's fucking crazy. That's
Yeah.
wow.
And you're just like, so you get this. It's not like sometimes you don't believe things, you know, that people say, like, even if you're, I go to this faith and I don't believe everything. Like when they tell you stuff and you absorb it and you're just like not judging it, like you don't realize that it affects you. Like when you miss church, you get like that sinking feeling like, oh shit. Like,
yeah.
I just like, I was told this is like killing someone. But then when it happens and nothing happens, you're just like, oh, well, I guess maybe it's not that big of a deal. And that's kind of what happened when I was in boot camp, where my TI was like, you got KP duty on Sunday. And I was like, KP, which is like kitchen patrol. I was like, I did it. I've already done it like twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like most people who go through boot camp only do like 2 rotations. I did like 4 or 5. They had me fucking clean a shitload of dishes and like the whole fucking base. And, like I was like, I've already done it twice. I was like, get somebody who's only done it, whatever. He's like, we need you to do it on Sunday. And I go, but I was like, everyone goes to church on Sunday. I want to go to church. I was like, a lot of kids don't care. I was like, some of them just go because it's a break in the day. I was like, just ask somebody who doesn't care. I was like, I actually really want to go. And he goes, the mission comes first. You signed a contract that says that.
Whoa. And then after that, you never went back?
And that kind of like, that was like when I missed. And I was just like, because if I missed when I was like young and stuff, I would just be like, all right, I'm going to go to confession and whatever. But I missed as an adult. And I was just like, I don't know. It was just like, maybe I am just like committed to this military thing. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe this is just it for me.
Do you still classify yourself as a Catholic?
Sometimes when I still do this.
This shit is pretty fly. Like that's cool.
Yeah, I still do that if somebody's like pray or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't do it too much in public, but I definitely do it like in private, like when I'm praying. It just gets me in. It's sort of like a routine where it just gets me in that mindset of like, oh yeah, this is what I used to do as like a kid or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this is how I, pray.
Yeah.
It's just like when people just fall into it, it makes me feel like that's how other people did it when they were young. And I'm just like, all right, just like fall into it. It's fine. Yeah. It just doesn't feel like complete to me just because I did that for fucking 20 years,
What are your thoughts on all the rapings in the Catholic Church? Like, I guess, like when you were in it and you were hearing about that, what was your like thought process?
My thought process is that, it's not that celibacy isn't possible through, like some sort of fucking divine grace for some person, but it would be tough. And it's kind of like, who's willing to do that? And sometimes they get people who want to go into this like celibate life for the wrong reason. Like the reason is they just don't want to know what they're attracted to or something. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Like there is something called sexual anorexia where like you've had bad experiences in the past or like way young. And you literally are just like, oh, I don't want like physical touch. And that can attract like people who are like, maybe I'm just like a helper. Maybe I'm just everybody's helper. I'll go be like a priest or something.
Okay.
So most priests have to like sort of prove that there's something that was like, not that they were like damaged in some way, but that they actually had a calling. Like they had to, I don't know how they do that. I have no fucking idea how you would prove that God like spoke to you or something. Like, I don't know how to.
That's a crazy sales pitch. Yeah. That's like,
yeah. Like I was like, how do you prove that? Like, how do you, like, what would you say to somebody? And then I would just have to be sitting in the room, like flying the wall with a camera, being like, I want to see this dude cry or something, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Boo hoo. Like I just,
it was beautiful.
I saw the light, you know, or, you know, like people like do Molly and like candy flip, and they're like, I can just see the light. Yeah. I mean,
that would be like, or just somebody being like, yo,
I just assume that's
can't
what
get the words out.
I just assume that's what DMT feels like, you know?
Yeah. I haven't done that one yet. I think the time is going to come soon, but yeah, I'm excited for that. I've been doing more mushrooms, and it's helping my depression a lot. Like just, I go through the day with less resistance. I'm living up to my potential, I feel like. And that's a good feeling. Like I'm on a pretty long streak with that. So that's been good.
You microdose?
Yeah.
What, like,
I do.
do you want to tell me?
Yeah. So I do 0.2, like 3 days a week, 3-4 days a week. And it feels good. And then typically I was doing like a mushroom trip once a quarter. Now it's like once every 2 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And
they sell them up in DC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's legal.
Oh, good for them. That's good.
Yeah. So my buddy had some that he bought because he lives up there. So he went to school out here in old fucking North Carolina, and drove up to got himself a job up in DC, and he came out the 4th of July. We went to Virginia Beach, and he brought some out.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
and it's cool. I mean, they're just as effective. It's just I think we had to like divide it up amongst a bunch of people, so it was like just a little bit like what you're probably experiencing.
Yeah, it's it works, and I like all the studies that are coming out. I'm really optimistic for what it's going to look like for people doing them, you know, to help them out, like to help out their mental health.
My friend that I roomed with when I was in the Air Force and got out, he's like 4 years younger than me, but he is over in the West Coast in Portland and stuff, but he's from Atlanta. So he was the first white dude I ever met that said shouty. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what did you just say? Dude, his lips got real loose when he was 21. We went out drinking. We took him to Reno. Got real drunk. Dude, he let the N-word go.
Oh, he let it fly? Did he get fucked up?
Dude, he was calling everyone my.
So he was like, he thought he was down. Like
he was just coming up, and he would be like, there was this black dude chilling at the table, and he was like betting on like a craps table, just like a line of six people. Yeah. My buddy comes down with his fucking, he's got one of those long bong. Yeah. You know, like drinks. We bought him like the expensive $40. Yeah. So it's like every sip's a shot, you know, and he's drinking on that too. And he sits down next to the black dude, and he's just like, "Ma." Yeah. You know, the whole time.
It's like, my nigga.
Yeah. And he was just like, and the black dude's just like, looks. I'm like, he's real fucking drunk.
Oh,
like,
God.
He didn't look mad. He was older. He was just like, you know, like he was more like a Family Matters type black guy, like a nice black guy. Yeah. He's more like because it's the West Coast, dude. It's like TV type people.
Yeah. Carl Winslow, motherfucker. Yeah.
There's a lot of like people that are just like, these are like TV characters. Yeah. You know, like they look nice. They seem healthy. They could be like fucking 60 years old, you know, and their attitude is sort of like more forgiving. Like just like in TV, it's just like
he's like, I don't want to upset this dude. He might have a role for me, even though he's saying the N-word. Like, are you a producer? Like,
yeah, maybe, dude. That'd be fucking funny. If that was his angle. I let you say it like 15 times. Yeah. I think that's 15 lines. You know what I mean?
Let's work something. Let's work a role in there. Yeah.
I think that works. You know.
One time we were sitting at the bar, and this is actually the first time I was like, oh, I want to have him on my podcast. You were speaking passionately about greed. And and like how you were talking about greedy people, and you're like, these fucking people, they just take and take. And I was like, oh, he's getting intense about it.
Oh, that was when you were talking about your neighbor, and you were talking about interacting with your neighbor, and somebody was like, left your girlfriend at a bar.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they moved away.
Oh, those people moved?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you were talking about that incident, and then you were like, something about how like it doesn't seem like my neighbors want to listen to me. They just want to like talk when they're that one-way communication where it's like they're just waiting to talk.
Yes.
And
like you bring up a point, and they don't acknowledge it. They're like, "Oh, but what?" It's like, can you just acknowledge what do you think about what I just said?
Yeah.
Like they watch things and they just regurgitate. They want, I don't know. It's
I do remember we were talking about this. We were in the cellar of the Good Nights.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was basically relating to like, if people are like complaining to you constantly or something like that, it's like, what are they really giving you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, do your neighbors have like a giving attitude? Or are they just like, I'll whatever. It's just like, I want to make up for, like, they make it a point to like, I want to make up for, leaving your girlfriend.
That did not happen. They try to sweep it under the rug.
Right. And I told you, I was like, people that don't want to make an effort or something like that to like call attention to their thing. It's like, they're too focused on taking in the world.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Anybody can fall into that trap. So anybody can be like, and then you don't even notice you're doing these type of things. You're just like, oh man, like I got to get, another $2,000 in each month or something. I got my goals. These aren't just things I need, goals, but I'm like, you're pretty much settled, it's a, you just want that extra, but I mean, everybody has goals and I get it. When you set them, you want to fucking attack them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get lost in your fucking to-do list part of you who is like emotional connects to people and remember to be like, I gotta fucking say sorry to that guy. You forget, you just don't they just don't do it. And I was like, when you were telling me and bringing that up, I was like, I've done that too. We all do it. And you know what it is? It's like, we're feeling greedy, it's like, we're just like, and I was like, and that's why I said it to you. I'm like, they're not assholes. I'm like, they're just doing greed, they're just doing it. They're just like, that's a choice. I got to get to my next thing, it's not about, we're neighbors, but we're also competing in this world or whatever. And it's just like, all right, well, they're on the take, you can always identify somebody on the take. And it's just like, I said greedy, it's a pejorative word, but I don't mean it in that sense. I mean it like, people are just out on the take. You can identify it anytime you notice somebody doesn't want to like,
Yeah, they're the types to participate in like social greed, like clout, chasing clout. They want to be very image based type people. Like, so. I mean,
that's dime a dozen in a way for sure.
Oh yeah, that's like the epicenter for that shit. Yeah,
I mean, it is fucking tough to get like to do this job or do anything where you're trying to get people's attention. So it's fucking like extremely hard, and you got to put in a lot of hours. And you might not see anything from it. I was in an Uber in LA with a woman who was 42 years old, and she hadn't had a break yet. And it looked like she hadn't had a break. So I just talked to her in my Uber ride. And I was like, do you just do Uber here? And she's just like, no, I'm also trying to be an actress, cause, and I was like, oh, I do some of that stuff too. I'm new to the game or whatever. She's like, yeah, I've been here and she's good looking too for a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I'm almost, 43. So it's just tough to be an actress out here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough. And that's definitely makes it harder. They're not shy about the fact that they know it's harder when the older you get for a woman.
Yeah.
They're like, I mean, nobody's like still saying this isn't a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This will be a thing for a long time. As long as people want to, view like hot young people, which is always going to be a thing, like on TV. It's like, oh, what are the hot young people doing? And it's just like this movie. It's like pirates. Cool. Hot young people are doing pirates. Watch it.
That's so funny.
That's all most movies are.
Hot young people are being detectives now.
Yeah. Hot young people are being detectives. Oh shit. I got to watch this. Fuck yeah, dude. And it's like, that's the money maker for a lot of them. That's the ones that are still staying non-Pixar, I don't know when Pixar is going to start doing fucking busts, but when they do, they might put a lot of women out of work.
Dude, I mean, some of the characters' shapes in Pixar movie, like Mrs. Incredible, like she's...
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, she's like, hourglass, like, yeah, big old booty. Uh-huh. Yeah, they're I don't know why. It's Why?
Something for the fellas out there. Click, click, click.
Sounds something for those single dads when they have their kids on the weekend, you know, and they got to go watch Monsters Inc. or whatever.
It was just a few little clicks like for the algorithm or whatever. Like, they'll like this one. Got it. Send.
Oh, dude. Bro, I had a great talk. I wanted to talk to you about the greed thing and the Air Force thing, and then we had a great stuff with relationships in there.
Yeah.
This was awesome, man. Where can do you have anything you need to promote? Where can people find you?
I co-produce a show at Michael's Showside Grill out in Spring Hope. It is a bit of a drive from Raleigh, but I mean, we're just putting on sort of like a $5 show. And the thing about Showside is the guy was a restaurant manager here in Raleigh, and he just moved his operation because that was a place he could buy.
Yeah.
So his food that he cooks like $19 burgers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like real good food in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
And, he just offers some of his food to any comics that want to drive out and do shows.
Yeah.
So you get a free, like, amazing plate of, like, he does like the tuna where they sear it and it's like raw in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been there. I've had the wings are really good.
You had the wings.
Yeah. I'd like to go back. I like having that place to perform. That area, very rural,
like
North Carolina.
Yeah. You can work out some stuff. It's a workout room.
It's a real audience too. They give you. They remind me of like the
and they're real audience. Hard to offend too.
Like yeah,
country folk.
Yeah.
We don't get offended by shit.
Yeah, you
keep talking. Yeah. Did I say you could stop talking? Keep talking in that microphone.
There's that one, the one lady. There's like one lady in there that's like a liberal, and she was like, "These motherfuckers, they try to
Barbara."
Yeah. She was like, "They try to burn my house," and I was like, "They try to burn your house." She's like, "Well, not really." Like,
yeah, she's from upstate, I think. Yeah,
upstate New York.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I want to say New York. So I want to say the Northeast. I don't want to pinpoint it because I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah,
and her get mad at me. I'll hear about it. She's gonna listen to this. She loves listening to everything like we have to say. That's what's so crazy about these like older people. She said, "You guys brought me out of a depression," because she lost her husband of like 47 years. So,
oh damn.
She's like this. She's like, I can't drive because my son was killed in a car accident at 14, and I just stopped driving on the highway.
Oh, that's why she hasn't left her.
She said it was in like the 70s when like a police car hit her son. Her son's car killed him, and at that time there's nothing you could do.
What the fuck?
Or fuck, I don't want to fuck it up and say it was police. I want to say it was either that or it was like a son of a politician or something like that, or somebody. It was something along those lines, and she just said that she didn't. Fuck, dude, I don't want to.
No, you're good. Yeah. I think we got like, the base of it.
Yeah, I don't want to be wrong and like say like this group is to blame or whatever.
Yeah.
But she did say it was in the times where people with positions could kind of get a sweep shit under the rug. Ooh. And it just was like, I could imagine it being like that pre-internet, like
just you get away with what you can get away with that bullshit.
Dude, living out in the Middle East for a year was like opened my eyes. Like, this is the Wild West, dude. Like, you could just get away with some fucking 19th century shit here.
Some wild, like
18th century shit here.
Bandit style shit. Like, right,
it's wild. Everyone's got a fucking gun on their hip, dude. It's just like, but they're all in uniform. But like, there are a lot of people who have, who are the locals have guns too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, So, I mean,
Michael Showside Grill, Spring Hope, North Carolina.
Yeah, dude.
That should be the commercial. Just fucking a random tangent about the Middle East and having guns. So yeah, just come out to Michael Showside Grill and
dude, that would be so weird in that town to have like
an Arab dude with a gun come in. It's like, yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. They'll be like, fucking, that's his right, but also fucking.
No, dude, you'd see fucking steel walls, and then just like people fucking pop out of the top. What the fuck you think you're doing?
Yeah.
we playing for this day.
Yeah.
We've been playing a damn long time. Woo! Yeah, I don't know. It's not like that. We get a lot of diversity.
No, it's a great place.
Yeah,
I'd like to go back. I'll reach out to you and set up a time or whatever. Tim, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah,
that was fun, dude.
Fred, this is going to be the biggest podcast in the country.
I think so.
I just want to remember when.
Watch out,
I'm
Joe
sitting
Rogan.
here. Well, when you say FredTalk, I like I imagine like a talk show, like you during the day, and you just sitting women down and just been like, okay, unsexually, let's talk vagina.
Bro, I would love to be like the new Steve Harvey.
You would have like a turtleneck thing and
Yeah.
just like, come on, ladies, open up.
Yeah.
This is FredTalk.
Ladies, you need to provide a safe space for your man to be vulnerable.
Dude, you got all the, you would have all, yeah, you'd nail it. Daytime talk.
I would do that as long as they let me be me. I could fuck with that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I can, dude, I would watch.
Most of my following, it's like 70 or 68% women on Instagram. The women fuck with me hard, which is cool. So I think
because you're so personable with this sales for 8 years, dude. I mean, you just like
Walking
you
and
say all
talking.
the right things, all the time, and women like that.
That's
I mean,
true.
I say a lot of the wrong things a lot of the time, so my mouth gets me in trouble a lot. You got like a good, clean, like way of communicating that I'm sure they'd fucking love. I'm just like a fucking mess, and then I just come in with my fucking. The way my parents and everybody raised me, and they're just like, you're just lucky you're cute. That's how I get a lot of, dude. Because
do girls ever ask for like more emotion? They're like, I want more emotion from you.
Yeah, definitely.
That's weird because you're from the jump. You could tell even keeled dude. Like, how are you gonna ask for that later? Like, I need you to not be yourself. Like, or
I was told. I was told, this is why I laugh at it. Like, that's how my fucking family deals with emotions. That's why I got into comedy. So I laugh at it because I'm sitting here saying she came at me with something serious. Like, you got a wall and you're behind the wall. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I talk to you, I communicate more. I haven't had a job in 2 years for this relationship. That's me giving a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
And I got walls. Okay. I was like, what guy could fucking take off work and take you to your dialysis? She had lost her kidneys, took her to dialysis 3 times a week. Then
you were like,
yeah. So like she almost died twice in the hospital because these hospitals suck. Like they get somebody like me in there that reads the charts and then like if you do what you're about to do, she's gonna die. And then the text like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like he didn't say it like that, but he's like, what? And I was like, this procedure you're about to do is gonna kill her. And then I was like, go get the doctor. And then the doctor comes in, just like, I didn't know it was ordered like this.
oh shit.
And I was just like, yeah, well, she ain't got nobody around here, so what would have happened? Would she have died? Yeah, it would have been. Something bad would have happened. I don't know.
That's fucking unsettling.
It happened like more than once. That's why I'm always like, people who leave it's so hard when you leave like somebody like a family member in the hospital because like they're great people, heroes, just like the military, we all fuck up. But like a lot of times there is like that thing where I had the doctor who was replacing her catheter when it got infected come up to me. She's an Indian doctor. She pulls me aside after me yelling at her for like a long time about what they're doing. She takes me aside, pulls me in the hallway, and she's like, look, she's like, I know like we're not getting along or whatever, but she's like, you're being your own patient's advocate. She's like, that's the best thing you can be doing.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, all right. I was like, I'm going to keep doing it then.
Yeah. So she had a soldier, bro. You were definitely putting it on the line for her. Wow.
Yeah. It was it was a great experience.
What are you looking for to close out? What are you looking for in the next gal? If there's a girl listening this far, she's probably like, I want to go be monotone with him. I want to go fucking be even keel with this motherfucker.
I mean, these things just happen.
Like if a girl's like, I want him to look at my fucking
I don't
footage.
I don't have like those. I don't have like that. I'm looking for that one thing because when I met her, she wasn't the typical like person I would have dated before, like based off my past.
Yeah.
This stuff kind of just like happens in life, like you meet we were from 2 different worlds. She's 6 years older than me.
Ooh, okay.
Yoga instructor, used to be a head chef at a restaurant.
She's lived a life.
then she switched over and she was also doing geospatial shit.
Oh shit.
And I was like, I used to do that shit. And then she's like, what? You did that? So we had like something to talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a weird lead in, but like we were always at the same comedy club. It was kind of like an improv club. So a routine, you know.
She was a spectator or a performer?
She moved into improvisation. So she moved into the classes and then she got on a team. They really loved her though. Like she had a good, being older in a sense makes you better at doing any like new skill that like is communicating yourself. Cause you've also done that in relationships with people. So like you come into like the arts and you're like, oh, I want to communicate in this improv or relationships. Like if you've already had relationships, you've already had some experience in, you know, doing conversation.
Yeah. You've lived a life. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't mind starting stand up as like, sometimes I'm like, I wish I would have started when I was 20, but it's like, what life? Like I'm kind of glad I worked in the corporate setting and saw that and like have some perspective on that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing any path. I just say this to anybody who wants to get into stand up is I personally always looked at it when I was a kid as something that really is like good when you're like 40. Like I'm always like if you want to be fucking famous in 20, yes, some stand-ups do. I'm not going to like shit on them at all, but it feels more like that's music, you know?
Yeah.
People who fucking rock out in their 20s, those are musicians, dude. I could have just like stuck and said like that's all I want to do, but I'm just like I like the conversation more than like the scales and the conversation between instruments is cool, but I also was just like way into like stand-up at a young age. And I was like, well, if I do this, then I'll get good and be like that older guy in like his 40s who can just like communicate to everybody, like fun jokes and shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was like, I don't mind that. I was like, that seems like fun.
Yeah.
And that appealed to me more just because like music always required like people to show up on fucking your friends that you got to rely on.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that like that either just happens or it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know,
I could see that for sure. Like,
yeah,
you're either all linked and synced on that, and everybody meets at 3:00 to practice the thing, or you're right. Yeah.
I think about that all the time. I think about how bands actually got together and then like stayed together. It's like the odds of that are so low. It's cool. Like it's just like the Rolling Stones just stayed together for 150 years. It's still going strong.
Fuck yeah, dude. Subscribe, rate, review, share my shit. Follow Tim on Instagram. It's
officially Tim K.
Officially Tim K. Tim K. Officially Tim K. Give him a follow. Share our stuff. Tell Tim he's hot. Love you guys.
Always appreciated.
Bye.
Bye.